again if you need. Oh, careful on that. What's up? I'm Mark. My name is Vinny, and I get to bring my mentor, someone that I started with, front-end engineering, who's taught me the ropes, been trailblazing with us for a couple years, the vinyl record master and hot sauce connoisseur. I hope you're ready. I heard that tacos are like your number one thing, and I realized these are not bachelor tacos. However, we do get to have some spicy wings. You ready?
All about it. Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome.
Interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
How you doing today?
Doing good. I'm doing
awesome.
good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Recently married?
Recently married in June, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just celebrated a birthday.
I did.
Awesome.
October 8th, yeah.
Well, I know it's a little while, but this is my happy belated birthday present to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, normally, I reserve this question until later on, but I was just so interested because I got on your gram and I saw this picture of you.
Yeah.
Now it says once was about a year ago. So now you just hit the wonderful 35, vinyl record master, as well as now you can afford expensive cheeses and you drinking water and exercising. What led to all those changes?
Oh, I don't know. That was like really slow. So I guess I first moved out to the East Coast when I was like 27.
Yeah.
To start a band.
Uh-huh.
And I think after 3 years of trying to do a band, I was like, I had a day where I was just like, man, I need like a dental plan or something. Like, my teeth weren't looking great. Like, I just needed some changes. I had just started dating my now wife.
Yeah.
She was very encouraging and a very supportive person.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of step by step, you know, just making improvements and trying to like be better to myself and stuff like that. And there was nothing really conscious about it. It was just kind of like I had a really good supportive person in my life, and every step of the way just kind of naturally
just progressed.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. That's a testament to, and I thankfully had a chance to speak to Lindsay, who let me know some wonderful information about you. And so I love that she was able to be a supportive person in your life and help you make those changes.
Yeah. It's got some like fruit flavor in there or something like that.
A little strawberry.
There it is. Yep. Good.
Now, you alluded to this earlier, but you talked about moving from the West Coast to the East Coast, starting a band, Star Pit.
Yep.
It's no surprise, you being from South Pasadena, that you would have such a musical influence. Home of the Eddie Van Halen. If I can get that right, Eddie and Alex. David Lee Roth. A personal favorite of mine is John B., Tina Marie, and other well-known artists, all from South Pasadena. Do you think being from that area influenced your take on music?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I think wherever you grew up, you know, it kind of influences your tastes in some way.
Yeah.
You know, like a big part of my influence was my parents because they were both musicians.
Oh, okay.
So there was just a lot of music in the house to begin with, so that was a lot of my music taste right there. And then also, I think growing up in LA adjacent to Hollywood did have some impact. You know, I have a particular memory of like no one knowing who Daft Punk was.
Really?
And then all of my friends going to Coachella 2006, everyone coming back, and then all of a sudden it was like the whole city just went nuts on Daft Punk and electronic music, and it just kind of felt like, you know, it felt like Los Angeles sometimes has those like starting moments where a whole bunch of people see something and then it just explodes. Yeah.
And I know you said that being everywhere, no matter where you're from, it influences your taste. Do you think the internet had something to do with that? Whether, you know, it was seeing something on YouTube or downloading music legally. You know.
Well, I grew up in the MySpace, quote unquote, generation, and that was huge too. Like, It was like people can put songs to automatically play on their MySpace page. Like you could follow your favorite artists and stuff like that. So there was definitely a bit of that too. Like for a period of time, I was really into electronic dance music.
Yes.
And there were some like DJs and I had discovered online through MySpace that did really good music, or music that I enjoyed. And I got to go to some events and clubs and stuff like that. That was a lot of fun. So.
I won't harp on this for too long, but do you have like a couple favorite EDM artists?
Oh, geez. Aphex Twin's a big one. I really like an artist named Lucene. He's kind of he used to be like a sound designer in Hollywood, I think.
Yeah.
And then he went into make electronic music, and he kind of has his own sound design take on it. But I like the really arty, weird stuff, you know. Like. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, you know, it's a nice little turn. Nice little turn as we continue. Now we've had a chance to speak about this a couple of times, but whether it's the Dell A101, the Apple AEK2, M3501, and the SK0002 SLCC.
Oh, yep.
Yep. It seems that you are a click-clack connoisseur. Where did all of this start?
Oh, God, I blame Kevin for that one. I absolutely blame Kevin for that one. It's your fault. I first started working at iMark, and I kind of knew what mechanical keyboards were. And quite a few people had mechanical keyboards at iMark. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And I've always been someone who has to just, like, push buttons. Like, physically. Like, if I'm, like... When my wife went car shopping one time, I was riding with her while she was test driving a car, and I just have to like start pressing everything. So I'm a very like tactile person. You know?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I got my first mechanical keyboard, and then I found YouTube videos of people building their own mechanical keyboards, and then it just snowballs. And then I found a guy who was doing videos on like really old keyboards from like the 70s and 80s.
Okay.
And like a lot of the modern keyboards have like this really like sci-fi, techie, RGB look to it, and I like electronics that look old and clunky and like giant. And so when I found this guy's YouTube channel, I was like, oh, that's really cool. And so I started spending stupid amounts of money on like really old keyboards and restoring them and putting them together. So
because you like restore them all yourself, right?
Yeah. To an extent, like I'm not like rebuilding circuit boards, but like, you know, just taking them apart. Yeah. Right, yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, that's awesome. What is the most that you spent on a keyboard or a keyboard part?
Oh, keyboard $400 in total.
Okay.
Keyboard part, I spent like $270 on just the switches.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was happy to find out that you are also a huge fan of a director that I love, Ridley Scott, in the movie Aliens.
Yeah, it's my favorite movie of all time.
Hands down?
Hands down.
Have you had a chance to watch Raised by Wolves?
I have not had a chance to watch that, no.
I think I've always like admired his work, and he has some heavy hitters. There's Blade Runner, you said Aliens, Prometheus, I want to say was also him.
Yep.
What is it about Aliens that easily surpasses any other movie?
I just like it because there's like layers to it.
Yeah.
You know, one, like if you just want to go in there and have a good time, like it's a good thriller, sci-fi thriller with a weird monster.
Yeah.
Like if you want to get a little more analytical than that, like there's like symbolism in there. There's symbolism on like, you know, I don't want to get too crazy in it, but you know,
please.
You know, there's feminist symbols in that movie. You know, you have a strong female lead, which was very unique for the time. And not a female lead that had a love interest or anything like that. It was just a female lead that survived, and which I thought was really cool. There's the other layer of it too, where you have it's not wowie zowie sci-fi where it's like a bunch of people with good-looking spacesuits and bubular shaped spaceships and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's an industrial, dreary ship with just like leaky pipes, and like it was just very cool.
Very gritty.
So yeah, so there's just like so much to it that was like ahead of its time.
Not to make a U-turn or anything.
Oh no.
But
where are we going?
one of the things I've shared deeply is your love for music. But one thing I feel like I've learned from you, you don't know this until now, is psychedelic electronic music. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
First of all, I need like a whole deep dive into this. Maybe later, like you show me some of your favorites, but where did all of that start? Like, it's a very specific genre that I would say a lot of people don't know about, or maybe I'm clueless.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I use the word psychedelic as just kind of... I used to do a thing called Psychedelic Sundays where I would just like put on like a nice record that sounded cool to me and like film plants and stuff like that. I don't know. Like growing up, my dad was a big fan of like progressive rock music and psychedelic music from the 60s and stuff like that. And it's a kind of music I grew up really loving and really falling in love with. And as I'm getting into my 30s, I'm like exploring these weird like subgenre pathways and like, because I'm always trying to find new things, and it's just each little pathway gets kind of weirder and more niche, and sometimes you just find something that's like, well, it's not electronic music, but it's like psychedelic pop music just made with electronics, so.
Yeah. If you could go back and create a new wave band, what would you call it?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah, I feel like you would have one tucked away, a couple.
Oh God. That's a great one. Steel Dreams or something. I don't know.
I'm mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all.
Steel Dreams, like a steel beam, but like Steel Dreams. Like that feels so like...
Very,
just a synthesizer player, a singer, and just a guy with like a couple electronic drums, like the perfect minimal like new wave band. Like that'd be pretty cool. What's another good band name? Band names are fun because they could just be like anything.
Literally anything.
Just anything. And
tablecloth.
Look around the room,
Just look around and naming stuff.
Yeah. It's the same with naming hot sauces, You can name it, Plank to the Face or something like that.
I would be correct on some of these, for sure. For sure.
All right, I'm feeling a little bit.
A little bit.
I feel my sinuses start to...
Starting to flare up?
Yeah.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently. That's okay. Things are gonna be okay.
Now, you alluded to this before, and I don't know what happened. I feel like you left the people hanging, but you stated that you would continue doing vinyl record reviews. Now, it started during the quarantine and kept going. Some notable mentions: The Fifth Dimension, Mary Lattimore and Jeff Zegler, Presentable Corpse, Puzzle by the Mandrake Memorial. So you gave us some good ones. I had a chance to listen to a couple of them. First of all,
some weird ones, yeah.
But you do some great crate digging. So where did this love of just vinyl records come from? Because you restore some of them too, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, there's like a wood glue method you can do that actually like works. It's one of those like stupid methods that you think when like there's no way, that sounds like an old wives' tale from online, but it actually works.
A wood glue method?
Yeah, so I have like an older turntable, and you just get some regular like high strength wood glue. Put the record on the turntable, let it start turning, and then just start like you're making a spirograph, like let glue drizzle over the top of the record.
Yeah.
Smear it all flat and then let it dry overnight. And then when you peel it back, it peels back off one sheet, and then it gets into each little groove in the record and lifts out all the dirt and like.
Wow.
Yeah. It does a pretty good job. I mean, in terms of where I like crate digging, like I just miss. This sounds douchey to say it because it is kind of douchey.
Let it fly. You have to let it fly.
No, like I just miss like Spotify has great algorithms and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of great technology out there to like discover music, but it's never going to replace one human being recommending something to another human being.
Yeah.
Like to me, like a human being, like a person who knows you, who knows your tastes, is going to have way better of an idea than any machine in terms of what you're going to like.
That's true.
And then another part of it too is like just going into a record shop and this record cover looks interesting. I have no idea how this is going to sound. Like, because that's how people used to do it back in the day. They would just, this looks interesting. I'm going to bring it home and I better like it. Because if not, like I'm going to get some mileage out of this record, So And to me, there's like kind of that too, where you have going with no expectations, and music just kind of hits different when you don't have expectations.
Any of those vinyls that you have right now that you'd say that you found through crate digging that have changed your landscape or changed how you create music?
Oh, I did find one record at Goodwill called 666 by Aphrodite's Child.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the first time I was just, because you go through Goodwill, it's like Barbra Streisand. Like, it's just a lot of like, you know, Tijuana brass and just records nobody wants. And then
I really hope nobody's listening to Barbra Streisand right now.
No offense to Barbra Streisand or Tijuana brass. There's just a fucking lot of you at Goodwill right now.
Flashback.
Jammed your vinyl.
Do you have...
I'm sorry, we don't have that.
Is there anything else?
Let me check.
I'm sorry, but...
All we have left are these
Barbra.
Barbra Streisand.
Nope.
So like I was flipping through, and there's just like Barbra Streisand, and then I flip one more time, and a big red record. It just said 666 right on the front of it, and I was like, "What is this, dude?"
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
and I brought it home, and it was like, you know, of course I was expecting like, you know, 666, like Black Sabbath-y kind of sounding music, and it wasn't that at all. It was a band from Greece who were like legitimately trying to write a story about the biblical apocalypse through really weird psychedelic music. And it's such beautiful music. And the lead singer on that record actually is Vangelis, and he eventually did the soundtrack for Blade Runner, Chariots of Fire, and stuff like that. So that was like, that was the band he had before that. I had no idea when I got it, but it was just one of those things where I was like, I don't know what this is. I'm bringing it home. This is gonna be awesome. I don't care. Like,
I love that. That's amazing, is to kind of catch that, like, I guess his inception through that, and a lot of Barbra Streisand. So kudos to you for finding that. I do have to ask selfishly. Excuse me. Caught a little flick right there. I do have to ask selfishly. What was the inspiration behind the song Glass Jar? Because I got a chance to listen through your catalog, and I genuinely was like, oh, this is like,
oh no, dude. What? Oh no.
Yeah, I had a nice deep dive, and I was like, oh, I like this one. This is a great sound.
Oh, that was my mom, actually.
Wait, what?
That's my mom made that song.
Really?
Yeah. So my mom didn't know how to upload music. And so I just decided to like, because she was experimenting at home with like Ableton, because my mom's a musician. She went to Guildhall in England for piano and stuff like that. She's like a nursing administrator now, but it's always been her kind of like side passion. And so she actually discovered how to like record before. This is before I moved to New Hampshire, right before, and she had discovered how to make music on her computer. And I was like, this is really good. And she's like, I don't know how to upload or publish it. And I was like, I'll do it. And so I just put it on my SoundCloud and credited it to her. And I just thought it was really cool.
I loved it. So kudos to mom. That was great.
Yeah.
So let her know she has a fan.
I will let her know that, actually. Yeah, she'll be stoked and hopefully not mortified.
Hopefully not. Unfortunately, it's going to be one of our last meals together, as both Imarkians. However,
as Imarkians,
not our last lunch forever. But I did want to ask some Imar questions before you're out the door.
Okay.
Question number 1. Who's your favorite Imarkian?
Oh, that's enough.
For the record, we can cut this part out. I just want it to be spicy. I think it should be spicy.
This is my punishment for I don't know, everyone's great here. Like that's a tough one to answer. I don't want to answer that one.
You all are great. All right. Who's the worst Imarkian?
Oh, Patrick, for sure.
Times have changed.
No, I'm kidding. Love you, Patrick.
All right. This has been fun. I'll ease off the gas. What's the thing that you're gonna miss most about iMark?
It's the people. What's the cheesiest answer? Like, no, like the cheesy answer is like, yeah, like I've worked a lot of bad jobs before.
Yeah.
And I think people don't realize, like, 40 hours out of your life every week, like, and if you have to work somewhere where you can't be yourself, like, that's a big deal. You know what I mean? To me, it's a big deal to, like, work somewhere where you can be yourself and you're not gonna get treated differently, or no one's gonna, like, you know, that's a huge thing for me. So, like, I think that was, like, my favorite part. It was, like, the first place I started working where, like, I can be myself, I can be the weirdo that I am, and then also, like, it makes you feel better about, like, growing and, like, learning things and stuff like that when you're working with really cool people, you know, so. Oh, God, that's the one, isn't it, huh?
It is.
All right.
It's
Ready?
Hey, I was born ready.
Okay.
That's my mentor. I'm so glad we get to do this together.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That was a big bite. Oh, it tastes awful. Ooh.
There's no good taste with that. Now, with that being said, I feel like when we need to go on the iMark Spire round, I just have 3 questions for you.
Sure.
Who would you switch roles with? Who would you make CEO? And what new rule would you institute?
Oh my God.
I can ask it again if you need. Oh, careful on that.
So, who? I'm still chewing.
Yes, you took some big bites.
Gotta do it right?
Yeah.
So who would I swap places with?
Yeah.
Who would I make CEO?
Yep.
And what would the new rule be?
Yeah, and you rule.
I'd swap places with Kevin. I think he's earned a reputation of being a trickster. And that just seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because everyone expects it out of him. So,
That's a good trade.
CEO, Kevin Hamer. Because I just think that'd be wild. And new role. There would be a cold brew keg as well.
Oh, nice. That's a fucking good rule.
Yeah.
That was great.
That wasn't too bad.
No, not at all.
Flashback.
Ooh.
There's no good taste with it. We need to go on the iMark Spire round. I just have 3 questions for you.
Sure.
End of flashback.
Ready for number 9?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it with that. Let's go with Cranked from Hellfire.
Oh, I just like breathed in sauce. I wiped my.
You got water if you're ready.
Yeah, I think it's water time.
So that's how fish is.
All right. Okay, I feel a little high.
Internal temperature is cooling, but also you're feeling high.
Yeah, my hands are getting fuzzy. All right, I'm ready. This is bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, one thing I've realized is that I have this wonderful case of wanderlust. Like, it just keeps going and going. And with you, Ohio, Portland, LA, Paris, London, it seems that you constantly love travel. What would you say is your favorite place so far and why?
Quebec City.
Quebec City?
Hands down.
That's awesome. Why?
Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful city.
Yeah.
The food's great.
Uh-huh.
Despite reputation, the people are great. Just don't go up there being like an American asshole.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the best record shops I ever found was up there, which is a big thing for me. Like, I just like to go to record shop everywhere I go.
Yeah.
They had a great one. I don't know, the history there is cool, because everyone thinks, everyone talks in the United States about the early Spanish and American settlers, but they don't realize how much before that the French settlers settled the Quebec area. Mm-hmm. And so you find buildings even older than 1600 up there, and it's just a wild amount of history there. Yeah.
I love that.
So I don't know. To me, that's my favorite place, just because of the context and the food, the people. Like, it was just great. It was awesome.
That wasn't even on my list, and now it is. So thank you for that. What would you say is next up on your list that you want to go? It could be 1, 2, 3 places you choose.
Oh, I want to go to Osaka, Japan. I want to go to. Really want to go to Austin, Texas.
Cool city.
And then. Somewhere in the South too. I really want to go down there, like New Orleans, somewhere like that. Yeah.
I want to congratulate your stomach for driving this challenge and doing hot ones.
Thank you
so much for joining me.
Thank you.
I hope this is a wonderful send-off to some degree.
It was, yeah. This is cool. This is cool.
With that being said, thank you so much for being my guest. Last dab is all yours.
All right. Nice little slog there.
Yeah, you didn't let off.
No, I gotta do it right?
I'll join you. Regrettably, maybe? I don't know. No regrets. Excuse me. And with that, last dab.
Cheers.
Cheers. In this iMark tradition, that camera, this camera, say whatever you'd like to say to iMark.
Stay cool. Don't lose the scrappiness. That was a big thing. That was cool about iMark from the beginning. I think still is. Like, stay scrappy. Stay willing to like pull stuff out at the last moment and just make it happen. And yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah.
That's all it is. Well, thank you again for joining us for another Hot Ones. Stay scrappy, iMark.
Okay. Holy shit.
Holy shit, the bomb hit us hard. You're not allowed to fire people, are you?
It's usually a committee thing, but yes, I can.
Okay, just a question.
They'll never, I can just go to them after and be like, it was an accident. I don't know what happened,